Workplace detox. What in the world does that mean? How do you detoxify a work environment? Is it possible? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about three secrets that you can use, or three ways that you can use to quickly and simply detox a work environment. Now, when I say simple, it doesn't mean it's easy, because simple does not, in my opinion, mean easy. However, I find that some things that we do, we realize how simple it is after we have done it, and we have put in the effort and gone ahead and done the work. We'll say, "Oh man, that wasn't too bad, right? That was simple." And so we're gonna talk about that. And I want to kind of share with you a backdrop of all of that, because I had an occasion where my daughter, one of the things she does in her work is what's called closet detox. And what she does is people hire her to come to their home and help them detoxify their closet, get rid of older clothes or what may not be trending. And so she will go in and do that. And one day she decided that she wanted to detoxify my closet. Yes. And I'm thinking, does that mean you're going to get rid of some of my clothes? And well, she said, Dad, of course. That's what detox means. It means you have to get rid of some things that are not working, and things that are causing, just like congestion, and things that are just cluttered, all of those things. That's what toxic closet looks like. I'm thinking, oh no, that means some of my favorites, how we all have 20% of the clothes that we wear 80% of the time, that 80-20 principle, the Pareto principle. And I'm sure you'll probably have the same thing. If you go to your closet, you'll find that you wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. And so what happened, she went in and she pulled everything out of my closet, all the clothes, laid it on the bed, and she started going through. And she had this big garbage bag at the side of the bed. She started throwing things in there that immediately she knows needs to go. They had to go because they just really wasn't in fashion, or they kind of worn, and she just tossed those aside. Then the rework began, where she started going through and deciding what gets hung up in the closet and what does not. And so what happened was, I'm there thinking, oh man, and I can't watch it. I could not stand there and watch it happen because it was too hard for me. But she went through, and then she would leave at the end. She had a few questions. She said, Dad, now you have three choices here, but you must only select one. I'm thinking, but I want all three. She said, no, you can't. So she decided I had to decide. And long story short, when I saw the work that she did in the closet, and yes, I had less clothes at the end of all of that, but the the closet was so less cluttered with the clothing, and I felt like I had less to worry about what to wear, because now the 20% of my clothes that I wore 80% of the time were all there. And and that felt so much better. And when I think about that decluttering and the toxic or detoxing my closet, I think about the work environment. And you think about what a person have to go through. Imagine how cluttered it feels, right? So the stress of that. Because my closet was stressful at times. I just picked the same thing over and over because I didn't want to go through all the clothing to get something different. It was stressful for me. And that's the same thing with a work environment. It's stressful and painful. People sometimes I didn't even want to go in my closet and spend much time there, because of course some people don't. I mean, some people have a large closet that they can spend time in there. I don't have a large closet anyway, so I would not have spent too much time inside there, but enough time. And I find the work environment becomes that way. But here's what happened: to detoxify the environment, it's going to take some work. And that's why I said the three secrets are three ways to I mean, three skits. I use the word three secrets. Let's stay with that. Three secrets that I want to share with you. It's going to be, of course, at the end, some painful decisions. It's going to take some work on your part. And so I'm using the word now, N-O-W, and the acronym, I'm using each letter to form each secret. So each letter represents one secret. And the first one with the N happens to be notice, right? You have to be a noticer. So if you're going to detox your work environment, you got to notice what is it about the work environment that's taking place that causing the toxicity. You got to find out where is the tension coming from, and pay attention to the tension. You've got to be able to know or note what happens with the people you're leading. How are the interaction? What do you see? Are you noticing those things? Do you notice when people are not pulling their weight? Do you notice when people are more excited at 4:30 when the work is, say they leave work at 5 p.m., for example, but at 4:30 there is much more scurrying and energy than you've ever seen all day? Do you notice that? Do you notice who is showing up probably later to work than normal, or is absent? So you've got to become a noticer. And as a leader, noticing takes the first important step that you'll make. Again, my closet. My daughter noticed that my closet was just not working. There was there were too many pieces of clothing in my closet. It was cluttered. It was just not giving me the results that I needed. She noticed that. And you as a leader must take notice. The O of the word now is you've got to be able to have, and this is key, this is very key and important, an open mind. See, with my closet, I had to have an open mind to allow my daughter to give her the go ahead. I trusted her, but I had to have an open mind, because if I did not, we would not even begin the process of detoxifying my closet. Have you ever been around people who have a very closed mind? They are so close minded and stuck, and there's almost like no change. They just don't want to change. It's almost the same thing every day. And I'm telling you, those people kind of drive me crazy. I just really can't spend much time around a person who's close minded, because there's no room for negotiation, there's no room for conversation, there's no room for open communication. And so you have to have an open mind if you're ever going to begin the detoxifying process. So the question is, how is your mind? Is it open? Is it open to change? Is it adaptable? Is it flexible? Is it open to new ideas? And of course, you got to figure a way how to get to an open mind. And I talk about this a lot when I talk about emotional intelligence, when I'm doing training or using my book, The Intelligent Leader. I talk about how to come to a place where you have an open mind, because that is what sets you apart. And that's the reason why you become more successful, because you have an open mind. And the W is willing to take action. This is a biggie, right? I was willing to take action. Even though I resisted at first, but when my daughter got rid of some of the clothing that I really liked and I wore, not as often as others, but I really liked wearing them, and I remember the time. So I have all this sentimental connection and relationship with my clothes that she doesn't have. And in the workplace, sometimes you have a relationship with someone who is toxic. Maybe that person is the person that really is, is out there and hustling and really bringing in the business. And you're thinking, what do I do with that person? Because they're like that piece of clothing. I don't want to get rid of that. I don't want to get rid of him or her. And it may not be that you get rid of him or her. You may want to begin by coaching. Are they coachable? And if they're not coachable, then you've got to make a decision. You've got to be willing, though, to make a hard decision, willing to take action, whatever that action may be. Because if you don't and do it quickly, you're going to only delay the inevitable. You're going to lose your people. You're going to have absenteeism going to the roof, right? You're going to find that people are more excited about leaving at 4:30, 4:45 than they are at coming to work. So you've got to be willing to take action. Not easy, but you've got to take it anyway. So these are the three, I believe, secrets that you've got to use if you're going to detoxify your workplace. And that's why I call this workplace detox. Now, here's a question. How would you grade your work environment? How would you grade your work environment? Now, if you're having a hard time, like I did, for example, with my clothing, my daughter had to help me along. Maybe you need someone like myself to come in and help you. Maybe to talk about these things, to consult, to coach, or to train and bring everybody on the same page so we can change the dynamic of what's happening. And that's my book, The Emotelligent Leader. I talk about creating an emotelligent culture, which reflects more of a healthier environment where people want to show up and do their best work. So this is what I want to share with you today, and I hope this was helpful as you now think about detoxifying your work environment. Again, if I can be of help to you, please take the time to reach out to me at kingslegrant.com, KINGSLEYGRANT. And I have the links at the end of this video. You'll see the links. Connect with me there, and let's set up a keynote or a training or some coaching that we can do to help you with this process. Because a detoxed work environment is an environment that unleashes the potential of your people to do their great work. And that is what I believe you want. Let's make it happen so we don't have a knockout punch. All right? Okay.